How you doing? Tobin, standing in the McKenzie River, only about ankle deep, but enough to cool myself off on these last few days of summer. I have with me Timbuktu from Ariana and Evans. Full disclosure right up front, I did not pay for it. It was sent to me for review by Peter Sharkalis. And you may have noticed I have the matching splash. We'll talk about that here in just a few moments. Got you set up on the tripod. Water. Up first, getting ahead of myself. Hope you guys are doing well. I'm doing great. It's a Thursday afternoon. Been hanging out on the river, hiking just a little bit, enjoying my favorite evening beverage. Just getting out here, getting away for a review. Water bottle. My summer go-to pre-shave. And like I said before, I don't think a pre-shave is necessary, but for me, a pre-shave is preferred. And this is mentholated, and so it's a nice way of easy way of adding menthol to any shave soap, while adding also a little extra slickness, glide, and yeah, even a lather boost. Not that this soap needs it. This is an Ariana and Evans VR2 base, so that's the vegan rice milk. Also has beer, whole bunch of other goodies in it. And I really think, if you've missed my Cypresso e Bergamot review, this is one of my favorite vegan bases. And I do believe that if you're to do like a blind test, those of you that are old enough to remember the 80s, back when they were doing those commercials on TV, like the blind taste test, of Pepsi versus Coca-Cola, or when I can't believe it's not butter. Yes, should be eating butter, not margarine, but the I can't believe it's not butter commercials, and you're like, I can't believe it's not butter. I really think that if you did a blind test with this, that you would end up going, I can't believe it's not tallow, because honestly, I can't really tell a difference. Like, we're splitting hairs on anything and everything. I've tried good vegan, I've tried bad vegan, I've tried good tallow, and I've tried bad tallow. I really think it all comes down to the artisan and whether or not they know what they're doing, and whether or not they're working with quality premium ingredients. And I think that Peter, the artisan, knows what he's doing, and he has no problem, clearly, in my opinion, of sourcing the ingredients required to create a vegan base that is just as good as any tallow. The lather quality, the post-shave, the whole 9 yards. I've already scooped into my Captain's Choice bowl, spritzed a little water on it before the shave, just to give me a little extra help out here on the river. Wouldn't normally do that at home. Gonna be whipping this up with a selected Manchurian Finest Badger, 22 millimeter, 49 millimeter loft from Frank's Shaving. I did not pay for that either, full disclosure. You can get this in 2 different handles. I freaking love it. I'll talk about that more in a minute. This is one of the most luxurious, finest Badgers I will ever experience. Hands down, no ifs, ands, or buts about it. This fragrance starts off with an opening that is deceptively soft. The mandarin offers this citrus lift, and then almost immediately the saffron and coumarin quickly pull it into this dry, spicy terrain. The scent strength off the tub is only about a 3 or a 4. Once you get it lathered up, it remains pretty constant with that scent strength. The family fragrance score, our daughter Emily and my wife Alexis, they both give it a solid 8. And I would easily give this an 8 or a 9 all day, any day. I think this is the perfect fragrance for late summer nights like tonight, moving our way into fall and into winter. And I think this is the kind of fragrance that can carry you through winter and into early spring. No doubts about it. So Timbuktu, there's that old saying, from here to Timbuktu, right? And I don't know why. I did a Google search before the video. I could have swore that Bugs Bunny, a time or two, mentioned Timbuktu. I couldn't find any references found to that. Found a whole bunch about Albuquerque. Should have made a left turn in Albuquerque. But Timbuktu is, of course, in West Africa. I've never been there. I'll probably never go there. But it's easy to imagine once you smell this, and if you know anything about Timbuktu at all, and its rich history going back thousands of years, by some accounts the 5th century, other accounts is the 11th and 12th century. It doesn't matter. It goes back way further than I do, and it's just fantastic. The top, as expected, is brief, and I'm referring to the splash with this review, not the soap. Other than mentioning the soap strength, that's really the only fragrance part of the soap that I'll be talking about, because I believe that soap is a horrible medium for judging a fragrance. And so we are talking about the splash. The honey isn't sticky. It's this golden, smoky, warm, and resinous sweetness. This fragrance does lean to the sweeter side. Once again, no mirror, using the phone screen. I already said right, got you set up on the tripod. Got a stool right down here in front of me. I'm gonna dip this in my bowl real quick. Got my rinse bowl right down here. This razor goes by a lot of names. The Aristocrat Junior, an English or British flare tip. It's also known as a rocket. This one, I have two of them. This is the one from the 1962 set. By vintage Gillette standards, it would be in a medium efficiency. It's got that number 2 on the bottom. And I have loaded in it a first use sharp edge, and I scooped using one of my scoops from Ian Lagaki. I love this one, especially for scooping from these deeper glass jars. So the incense and myrrh, I noticed them kind of swirling together, if that makes sense. They're kind of like coming into my nose as one. This is a very well blended fragrance. The incense and myrrh is deeply sweet. No, that's not what I wrote down. Slightly sweet, but it is like deeply atmospheric, to where not like in an aquatic or but like in an oceanic kind of way. It's like got this, it's not the right word either. It just creates this atmosphere, this vibe. If you ever like experience those little clay incense jars and burned anything in those, that takes me way back to when I met my wife, when we were both still attending college, back before Emily. The dried fruit, I can't really distinguish what fruit it is. I'm leaning towards probably fig, but there could be other dried fruits in there. I don't pick out dried fruit per se. And then the rose. Need a little bit more water in my lather here for my second pass. The rose, I'm not a rose fan. I can tolerate rose if it's a passing, fleeting type note, but I'm not getting this lush, like romantic rose. The type of rose that I notice is like, if you've ever smelled a rose that has been sandwiched, closed inside of a book for a really long time and allowed to dry. It's like that kind of withdrawn, dried, mellow rose, if that makes sense. There's a note of vanilla that I get around the middle. It's not a vanilla fragrance. The vanilla is just like a note that comes to my nose and then goes away. So there is a sweetness to this fragrance, but the vanilla is just like a ghost note, if you will. It's just a whisper. It's there. I think a lot of people might not even detect it. I asked Emily a couple of times if she could. She never detected vanilla. Every now and then, as I've been playing with this fragrance the past few months, I've had this for a while, and I've been waiting for this time of year to review it. I do detect it. As we move into the dry down of this, the tobacco is dry and subtle. It's not in any way overbearing or taking over the fragrance. I love tobacco, but that's not what it's doing. In my opinion, the amber and musk give it this like hazy kind of sweetness. As we move into this fragrance, it certainly becomes an orchestra to where all these notes are playing together. No one note as it dries down is the true star of the show. The agarwood and sandalwood anchor it. They anchor the whole composition is what they're doing. Bringing this deep deep woody profile to the fragrance that just makes it overall warm and woody. And again, going back to being the perfect fragrance for this time of year. I really think that if you're into niche fragrances that feel handcrafted and layered, that this Timbuktu from Ariana and Evans is a good one that is worth exploring because of that. So if you're like, oh, I love niche fragrances, this one for me is another great example. Completely original fragrance, made in-house by Peter Sarkalis. That it has that niche vibe to it. It really does. These super sharps do really well in these vintage Gillette twist opens. If you've never tried one, I recommend giving it a go. If you use the link in the description, or if you use my name at checkout at Ariana and Evans, you can save 10% off your total purchase. I'll also earn a 10% commission if you use that link with Frank's Shaving in regards to the brush. If you use the link there, I don't earn anything, but you can save 20% off your entire purchase. And that includes clearance. And yes, as of right now, late September 2025, there is a tariff, and it's not uncommon these days for someone to send me an email or a direct message pointing it out. Without going into politics, because politics, whether or not you support the guy in the White House, whether or not you support the tariffs, doesn't matter, because reality is reality. And the reality is tariffs are the new normal. And everybody's paying them. So if you're buying something at Walmart and it came from China, you're not paying for it at the, you don't see it added on at the end like you would a sales tax, but it is in the price. And so, yeah, there's a tariff. It's about 30 to 35%, but don't take this the wrong way. Get over it, sweetheart. It's the way of the world right now, and it's just the way things are. Yeah, that's the nicest way I can put it. I'm not happy about it either. I don't like paying taxes. I think taxation is legalized theft, and that's just this whole other, political gambit that I'm not willing to go into with my shaving channel. But it never fails. It seems like after I use a Frank's brush, that someone will reach out to me and point out that there's a tariff. Yeah, there's a tariff. There's been a tariff for quite some time now, and as of right now in September, it's going to be there for a while. Two things that we all have in common: death and taxes. And the only way to escape both is to step out. And I'm not ready to step out, so that means I'm going to continue to pay taxes, whether or not I want to. And it doesn't matter how much I bitch or complain about it. Timbuktu, an 8 from both of my girls. I give it an 8 or 9 easily, especially for the colder months. Not my absolute favorite, but it is one that I highly recommend checking out. I don't know if this is, Peter Sharkalis, Ariana and Evans, recently with their new website, and maybe he had it before that, but I noticed it when he redid the website, that they started doing these X-Straight EDP samples. So I haven't seen any soap or splash samples yet, but he is doing X-Straight and EDP samples. One of the best post shaves you'll ever experience from the shave soap and the splash. I love it. Every time I use an Ariana and Evans base, it doesn't matter if it's the K2E, the Ultima, this one, any of them, even the shave cream, I know I'm going to walk away with a great post shave. I would put this vegan base up against the best vegan bases that I've ever experienced, and I really think that in a I can't believe it's not butter moment, that you'd be saying, Tobin, I can't believe it's not tallow. That's my story. I'm sticking to it. Until next time, my friends, I want to again thank you, if you're still watching, and for sticking around. My name's Tobin. If I ruffled your feather about taxes and tariffs, I'm sorry. That was my Tobin on a soapbox standing in the river moment. You guys take care, and I'll see you next time. It's little big things, like getting over it, death, and taxes. That's what we have in common. Like, we may not all agree upon that the Oregon Ducks are the best team in the world, and if you don't, the best football team, college football team in the world, and if you don't think that, well, you're wrong. They are. And death and taxes, though, yeah. How you doing, brother? Those are two things we got in common, besides wet shaving. Besides the love of the great outdoors, I'm hoping that you share that love with me. Green and yellow, see that? That's what makes me think of it. Green and yellow. Green, I can do a better O than that. Come on. Oh. Take care. Whoops-a-doozy. All right, welcome to the B-roll. I need to bring that little stool over a little closer. This direction I've been looking. Let's pan out the 0.6. As you can see, standing in Shallow River, my shave of the day photos were taken from that rock right there. Took a couple from down there, but I don't think I'm going to include those. So it's fair to say the shave of the day photos were taken from that rock right there. I can't believe it's September. I really can't. I want to again thank Peter Sharkalis for sending me out Timbuktu. It is a fantastic fragrance for the changing of the seasons. Fantastic day to be out on the McKenzie River. Thanks again for joining me out here, guys. It's the little big things, my friends. For me, I'm going to get my shave on. I do record this before the shave. Let's get her going. Take care, and I'll see you next time.